Welcome back. My name is Gary, and today I've got some good news for affordable housing. After what seemed like an endless barrage of price increases, shortages, and general disappointment, a small shift has taken place in the affordable housing market. Last week, it was reported that after a lengthy battle by fed-up mobile home park residents, a new bill was signed in California to prevent rent spikes in designated mobile home parks, which aims to keep one of our most affordable housing options just that, affordable. But there's a catch. The law will not, I repeat, will not cover all mobile home parks statewide, but we'll touch on that in just a couple minutes. Let me back up. This is good news if you're a mobile home park resident or an advocate of affordable housing. However, if you're a mobile home park owner, likely not the news you were hoping for, because I think the worm can has been opened. Listen, here's the thing. I'm a fan of mobile home parks. I think they're a great affordable option with a ton of unrealized potential that are primed to make a comeback. Over my career, I've dealt with a lot of people in mobile home parks, residents, managers, and owners, which gives me the ability to share my thoughts from someone on the outside looking in. No, the inside looking in. Who cares? What I'm going to do is tell you what caused the residents of one park to fight back for over 2 years, what they won for their park, and what I think it means for the entire mobile home park world. So let's do it. Way back in February 2019, over 380 residents of Rancho La Paz Mobile Home Park, which is technically in both Fullerton and Anaheim, received word that their park had sold and the new owners were increasing the pad rent by an average of $300 per month for people who were at the time paying around $680 per month, a 44% increase. That price jump had the residents fully up in arms, and rightfully so, causing them to push back, led by retired school bus driver and grandmother Lupe Ramirez. This is a real-life David versus Goliath story. Lupe Ramirez simply would not tolerate what she thought was an unfair rent increase, so she spent over 2 years fighting the good fight. In California, there was no limit on how much the lot rent in a mobile home park could be increased, even though the Tenant Protection Act of 2019 limits increases on other types of dwellings. What makes it worse for homeowners in a mobile home park when there is a big rent increase is they own their home but rent the lot, which makes everything more complicated. It's a lot different than renting an apartment. If an apartment gets to the point it's no longer affordable, you just leave. Pack your things and find something that fits your budget. A mobile home park increase that puts someone over what they can afford is a completely different story. They're called mobile homes, and yes, technically they are mobile and can be moved, but it's not like you can just rent a U-Haul, hook your house up, and drive it over to a more affordable park. Most parks have zero vacancy, plus the cost to prepare the manufactured home to be moved, move it, and then set it up again makes the entire thing a losing cause. Owners could just sell their home, right? Well, sure, but a big increase makes the home less affordable, which cuts down on potential buyers and possibly even the sale price. Like I said, I am a fan of what mobile home parks offer, and I do understand they're a business, but I think if people want this model to continue and see new parks being built, there has to be a balance between profit for the owner and security for the residents, and that's exactly what Lupe got. On July 23rd, Governor Gavin Newsom, not to be confused with Meet Kevin, signed the bill into law that will protect the residents of Rancho La Paz from price gouging. The new law mandates management shall not, over the course of any 12-month period, increase the gross rental rate for a tenancy in a qualified mobile home park more than 3% plus the percentage in the cost of living, or 5%, whichever is lower. Which is great news for Lupe and the good folks of Rancho La Paz. The bill goes on to define a qualified mobile home park as a mobile home park that is located within and governed by the jurisdictions of 2 or more incorporated cities. Think about that for a second. How many mobile home parks in California do you think are located within 2 incorporated cities? I'll give you a hint. It's 1. And it's the subject of this video. The law literally only protects Rancho La Paz in all of California. According to Assemblywoman Sharon Kirk Silva, who crafted the bill, she tried to get statewide protection for all mobile home parks, but had to make concessions due to opposition from mobile home park groups. Boy, they must have a lot of clout. Are they just being greedy? Over my career, I've put manufactured homes in 14 different parks that I can remember. Of those, I would say 13 of the owners were good people who genuinely care about the residents of the park. The other one, well, No comment. But we also have to remember it is a business. In most parks, the owners look after the streets, water lines, maintenance, taxes, septic system if it has one, upgrading electrical, and more. So I definitely understand their concern because there is a lot that can go wrong that could cost a lot of money. Capping the rent increase would be like telling someone who has eaten at a buffet their whole life that they now have to order off the menu a year in advance and they don't know how hungry they're going to be or how big the portions are. Their first thought is going to be, what if it's not enough? And panic sets in. There needs to be enough money coming in to maintain and make improvements to the park and be enough left over that the owner feels it's a sound investment and worth their money, because if there isn't, one of two things could happen. Number one, they might put off maintenance and improvements to protect their ROI, and slowly over time the park will become run down to the point it's no longer a nice place to live. Number two is they'll look for other more lucrative uses for the land, like selling it to a developer, which then displaces however many residents were in that park. Those aren't the only two outcomes, but I have seen both occur. The good news for park owners in California is I currently live in an area where maximum increases are a lot lower than what has just been set for Rancho La Paz. Here's a look at the maximum allowable rent increases for the last few years. Before rents were frozen in 2020, we had 2.5 in 2019, 4% in 2018, 3.7 in 2017, and on we go down the line, but you can see that nothing even comes close to the max set for Rancho La Paz, and the mobile home park business here is still alive and well. In fact, most of the mobile home park owners I talk to are looking to purchase additional mobile home parks, so I'm going to assume that the numbers still work from an investment standpoint. On top of that, there are beautiful parks that are well maintained, so there must be enough to make improvements to the park and make a solid return. But what does it mean for residents of other mobile home parks? In a way, Lupe Ramirez getting a rent shield for her park reminds me of Roger Bannister and the 4-Minute Mile. I think now that park residents have seen that it is possible to have a voice and spark change, they'll be more likely to get out there and try and get a similar law for their own park. I think one of the main things holding mobile home parks back right now is the headlines that keep popping up about massive rent increases or evictions so the land can be used for another purpose. It scares people away. I think adding a bit of security and certainty for residents in areas that don't have much will eliminate that, change the narrative around mobile home parks, and increase demand for this type of development. Like I said, I'm a big fan of mobile home parks. I think there are a lot of people that could benefit from this type of hybrid ownership. We just need to find a sweet spot that works between the residents and the park owners. Is that possible? I hope so, but only time will tell. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.